our final trade of the day, Kevin Davitt of the Chicago Board Options Exchange joins me now for a look at unusual options trading, and it happens to be in Apple. Happy to have you here, Kevin.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Are there any signs or signals in the options that Apple is about to slow down?
Not really from, well, I try not to look at it from that perspective. I try to see the tea leaves and be as agnostic as possible, but sort of talk about what we're seeing, if that makes any sense. So from just a perspective standpoint, today you have Apple's market cap exceed $800 billion. And that sounds crazy, and I tried to put that in some kind of perspective. So I looked at IMF projections for GDP worldwide, and to give this a little perspective, IMF expects Saudi Arabia's GDP in 2017 to be $700 billion, okay?
Wow.
Holland, the Netherlands, is right around $800 billion, and there's only 16 countries in the world with a 2017 GDP expected to exceed $800 billion. So maybe not apples to apples, but, and that was
Apple
a pun
is a
sort of
country.
intended. But that is interesting to think about
really
the size and
is.
scope of that company now.
Unbelievable. So what do you see as some more unusual options activity happening in Apple right here?
So often Apple calls are heavy. To illustrate, and when you look at average daily volume, typically 1.9 calls trade for every one put in Apple. But today we're seeing that ratio skewed even more, where we're having 3 calls trade for every one put. So call heavy. Take from that
Is that
what you
bullish?
will.
Can be.
I think you could make that argument, but you also, in my experience, not to date myself, but I've been around since the late 90s, where we saw some of this activity in some tech names. And again, I'm not drawing a perfect correlation there, but sometimes you get a lot of people excited and a lot of call trading at or around tops. So time will tell, like anything, right? But we have heavy volume, so heavy call volume generally and heavy volume overall. So average option volume in Apple is around 470,000 per day, and today before noon we have 650,000 options trading. So people are excited, and there is nothing wrong with that. There was one weekly looking out to the end of this month, end of May, the May 26th weekly options, where the 148, 155 call spread traded. That went up about 8,000 times, and somebody's paying around 462 for that spread. So we got Apple near that 155 level right now. The most that can be worth is $7 at expiration. They're paying 462, so I think there's some conviction behind that. The most that they can make on that spread is $238 per spread. So I would say there's some conviction behind that particular one looking out to the end of this month.
And then how much is that in real terms, not contract terms?
Oh man, so in real terms for every one spread, you're risking $462 to potentially make 238. Doing it 8,000 times, I am too far removed from advanced math to put that together in my mind right now. It's a whole lot of risk both ways, but I think really simplifying things and thinking about them in terms of one lot, whether something trades 100,000 times or 10 times, you need to understand your risk, and so break it down to the simplest terms.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.